Hello, my name is Zufar Bikbov and I'm a professional artist. As much as painting, I love teaching. I teach live classes and workshops and plein air and in studio. Also, I teach online at confidentartist.com. I have been born in Russia in suburbs of Kazan, a city known as a hometown of famous artist Nikolai Fechin. Also, Kazan is officially third capital of Russia after Moscow and St. Petersburg. My childhood and my school years I spent in that area, which sits right along Volga River, which is an inspiration to many artists, poets, and musicians. I was born during Soviet time when any child with artistic talent could get an excellent fundamental art education. It wasn't free, but it was affordable for every family. And further education in college, art college and art academy, which would be another 8 years, were absolutely free. I don't think many people in the world had such an opportunity as Soviet children had. Whatever was right or wrong with the country, but art education was great. So, along with regular school, I was attending art school for 5 years, full course, and it was about 16 hours a week for full year, with mandatory courses of plein air classes in summer. I received there all fundamentals of realism, drawing, painting, composition, sculpture, wood carving, and art history. It was an excellent jump start for anyone who was considering art career in the future. Collapse of Soviet Union and followed by painful reforms and transition to capitalism. That was in early 1990s, and it happened exactly at the time when I was choosing my future profession. Making choice was not easy. I chose medicine and then specialized in surgery. After graduation from medical school, I was a faculty member of Department of Surgery and Oncology, and along with taking care of patients, I was teaching students and involved in publishing of manuals for them. And I think at that time I realized that I like to connect to people. I like to instruct my patients. I like to teach my students. I realized that was a great thing which I really enjoyed. You can see now that my switch to current career wasn't so unpredictable. Art, education, medicine, through help, support, science, communication, it's fed and satisfied all my mind and soul needs. Medicine also taught me to listen to people, to find problems together and fix them. And I don't regret of any time I spent in either of these professions, because their unique twist made me who I am. I chose realism as my focus in arts, and as we all know, realism is not just an accurate copying of reality. It's rather a storytelling about the real world with the power of art. And who's a painter is someone who masters technical aspects of painting process. It can accurately copy what he or she sees, but it's not the same what does word artist means. We can dive here into a deep and long conversation into philosophy, but I'm sure that artist has to be in constant search, has to seek an improvement, and once I stop doing so, I cannot call myself an artist. And for me, that's the most important in this question. Becoming or being an artist is a long journey to my inner me, and I hope I'll be able to leave a remarkable message to future generations through my art. After I arrived to the United States, to America, I realized how little here is known about Russian art. No questions, people heard about it, people talk and admire it, but to be true, American museums barely have any Russian art in their collections, and so few books are available in libraries. I'm not talking about Malevich, Chagall, Kandinsky, who are Russians too. I talk here about Russian realism. And again, in the United States, realism is again in high demand after people got fed up by conceptual art of 20th century. So finally, a few years ago, I met my friend Vlad Duchev from Russia. As me, he lived in the US for quite a while. In fact, twice as much as I did. And we came up with idea of my art retreat events. You probably know that Russian art quite often perceived through a glass of mystery, and people say, looking how we paint or looking at paintings of Russian artists, they say, oh man, I don't know how you Russians do it. And you would think that the main goal of this project is to demystify Russian art. It could be part of it. But I should say that the core value, core goal of the project is to connect people across the borders and to help listen to each other, learn from each other, help to understand each other and understand themselves. And interest from both sides is huge. And why not to do this project with people who love art? So we want the world to be a better and happier place, and if we can help it, we are in. So it starts quite simple. Let's paint together, and for more details please visit www.myartretreat.com.